As many of you know, it looks like a lot of Russians had no idea what was happening in Ukraine. They had no idea why some of their soldiers were being sent over there. It looks like Anonymous, the hacktivist group, has come out to show in force by making printers print off this message specifically stating what is going on, because it has been known that Western media and social media in general has been censored. To give you guys some backstory on Anonymous with this, they're a hacktivist group which has already pretty much indicated that they were going to go to war with Russia, which the first time they did this is when they hacked the defense website, and that was their first show of force. Now, it looks like they're putting pressure not only in Russia, but also on U.S. companies that are still in Russia as well. Now, according to this message that's going out, they've released a message on Twitter stating what the intent of this and how many different copies have been posted and printed across Russia. The Anonymous account says, "We are #Anonymous. We're currently launching a printer attack on 156 #Russian printers. Already over 40,000 copies. #OpUkraine, #OpRussia." Now, it does look like they've given further details to some of the reporters here, talking about how they have 15 people working on this one case or situation because they have gone around some of the Russian social media and some of the blocks that have been in place of allowing people to access Russian websites and things like that. They've reached out to some of the hacktivists, and they've actually gotten a response, and they say this: "We hacked printers all across Russia and printed this PDF explaining that Putin, Kremlin, Russian media is lying, and we instructed how to install Tor and get around their censorship to access real media." One of the members, who goes by the Twitter handle Depex Potor, told IBT. And it does look like Anonymous people have actually gotten some of the people inside of Russia to help allow them to bypass some of these things. So it does look like there's plenty of allies on the inside as well. Just to clarify, this document was translated by a Google document reading type thing. My Russian friend that I'm very close with, that was born in Russia, speaks fluent Russian, is in the military with me as well, has actually read this through to make sure that this is true and not like some bad information you're getting, and it said this is what it says essentially. "The people of Russia should find horror in Putin's actions. He sent your family and friends to fight the Ukrainians. Putin started this war over borders and fear of the West, not over Ukraine. The government Ukraine is not run by Nazis. It is disinformation and propaganda spread by Putin. The citizens of Ukraine are the biggest victims in this senseless war. Thousands of civilians were killed by Putin and his orders. Don't trust me? Read for yourself. Fight Putin and restore the honor of Russia by protesting, spreading the truth among your family and friends, and not falling for propaganda. You will regain your honor and respect. The civilized world took up arms against Russia because of Putin, not the citizens of Russia. Return the status of your country to the embargo. Protest Putin's illegal war and spread the truth about his lies. Only your actions can save the innocent in Ukraine. A wad of paper and ink is cheap price for the blood of the innocent. Fight for your heritage and honor. Overthrow Putin's corrupt system that steals from your pockets. Return respect. Give peace and glory to Ukraine, which did not deserve the murder of its innocents. Read the truth. Read the truth while Putin still allows these sites." And like I mentioned previously, it looks like the people of Anonymous are actually putting pressure on companies like Nestle, Pirelli, and all these other people that are out here still having business in Russia, and they're putting the pressure on electronically to say, "We're giving you time to back off." They're quoted saying, "We call on all companies that continue to operate in Russia by paying taxes to the budget of the Kremlin's criminal regime. Pull out of Russia. We give you 48 hours to reflect and withdraw from Russia, or else you will be under our target," a prominent Anonymous account tweeted Sunday. They also said, "Launching unprecedented attacks on the websites of Russian government, increasing their capacity at peak times from 500 gigabytes earlier. It is now up to 1 terabyte. That is 2 to 3 times more powerful than the most serious incidents." And it looks like the words of Anonymous have pretty much said here that these leaks are going to blow Russia away. I think it's going to get worse. I think that the ball is rolling, the snowball is going, and the electronic warfare, not only on a military front, but on a just hacker people wanting to do good, right, is going to intensify. And I have to ask here, we have mercenaries that are, have been known, Blackwater, all these other things. All these countries do these kinds of things. what if people from Anonymous are actually from CIA or various other places that are online doing this? That's something I am curious about here, because this just seems like there's a ton of effort behind it. Anonymous then goes on to say in a tweet that they said, so we've decided we're going to ransom this Russian company for their data before we dump it. And if they pay, we will donate it to Ukraine or Ukraine's Ethereum address. That way, Russian corporations will be paying Ukraine to fight themselves. To people who are saying they won't pay, they have backups, we don't care. Money wasn't our initial intention anyway. We're happy to dump the data for free. But if they do pay, it's free money for Ukraine. Also, we're encrypting their data and deleting backups. Smiley face. They do make a valid point there, like what is going to stop them? You know, how much money is it going to take to pay off? I mean, either way, it's screwed. But I mean, these are private companies. I'm assuming that we're talking about in Russia, so they likely don't want to ruin every single tie they have if data is leaked, and obviously that would allow people to say, we will now further retract from doing this. And it does look like Anonymous has given warning shots even to these companies such as Nestle, which is all over the world. Essentially, they have 5,000 employees that are currently in Russia, where Anonymous has given kind of these small attacks on their website. Nestle has not made any official announcement of them pulling out, but obviously we saw companies like Disney and all these other companies pulling out already, and it looks like we're trying to cut them off as much as possible. Anonymous calls against Nestle and say, as the death toll climbs, you have been warned and now breached. Anonymous is holding you responsible for the murder of defenseless children and mothers. Nestle, leave Russia, said one tweet. Now, I do want to give a massive breakdown on this, on somebody I would love to see their opinion on this, and that is Edward Snowden. You're talking about a guy that dealt with cybersecurity and worked at the NSA, talked about the issues of having this much information. He's now been in Russia for how long? Obviously has been very aware of the security issues already, of him being there, is very secretive already. But what does this mean for him as he's found his place in Russia? Have they been trying to use him? Has he cooperated? I mean, as these tensions build up, I can only say if he expects to continue to have asylum there and this Anonymous thing goes on, I'm like, he might need to find a new place to rest his head if he's expecting to have any friends or a place to kind of have some kind of normalcy, because he was hiding out. Does this mean he could go to places like Georgia and things like that? But this is where I get to you guys. Do you guys think these hacktivist type activities on the internet are going to make an effect or a difference? Or do you think that it is real kinetic warfare that is going to move this line, as we're talking about a new type of warfare, as I've discussed in a recent video? You can check that out up there, where we talk about how this new landscape is being shaped digitally that we've never seen before. Let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you guys have other story ideas or questions or whatever else, hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.